You fuck with Big Brother, you get straight. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck he said. Big Blue told me something I can't hear. You already know what the fuck time it is. Turn out and tune in. What's up? What's up? It's your motherfucking boy Big Daddy. Today's a new day, another opportunity for life. I wanted to do a little recap, a little rap recap, cause I wanted to retouch on that 21 Savage situation, because I seen they had a little new thing on them about the news or whatever. Okay, I had seen. I've been doing a little research on that thing and on this topic, and I seen. Okay, for one, they're saying I've heard two different type of ages that he came to America. One said he came when he was 14. One said he came when he was 7. Okay, maybe it came when he was 7. I don't know. I don't care when he came, but my whole thing is I'm hearing different numbers when he came. I'm hearing different stories, but I'm gonna tell you. Aside of all that, I'm gonna put the video up on here. I want y'all to check out on the interview. You know we got the Gucci blackface situation going on, right? Ain't nobody supporting Gucci, or people are gonna stop supporting Gucci or whatever, right? The brand. All right. On this fucking news interview, they got 21 Savage on stage with a Gucci shirt on. There's no coincidence. They want so you gotta know, majority of them niggas like 21 Savage and people like that, those are fucking, in my opinion, them is government rappers. Them is agents, like secret agents type shit. Like, you gotta know rappers bringing down the people. You gotta know rappers are breaking down the community. You know what I'm saying? Actors, rappers, comedians, all of them, any entertainer is just here to mislead and break us down. They're not here to uplift us, teach us anything, make us aware of anything. They're just here just to break us down. Okay, so once you realize that, you can start seeing through everything. You can start seeing the bullshit. Like even with the little rapper YMW Melly, this little nigga, he's a hot ass rapper. I love his music or whatever, right? But he got hot or whatever. Once you get hot, once they start opening them doors for you, you got to make some type of sacrifice to get in the game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do something to prove your loyalty to the money people. Because you got to think about it. If you're a money person, right? If you're a millionaire or a billionaire, or you're the money man, you're the nigga who signs the checks. You're not gonna just let nobody in your elite money group or elite money lifestyle unless they did something for you, or did some initiation to get into the game. That's why all these rappers talking about gang, because that gang shit, that gang is the Illuminati blood gang. That's blood sacrifice gang or booty hole gang. It's a real gang. Like it's that terrorist rapper terrorist shit. Because think about it like this. See, all my life I made music, right? And when I was coming up, I used to make raw type music or whatever, but the rappers, the niggas who was on and signed in the industry, their music was just extremely raw. Extremely raw. And you'll be like, God damn, how a nigga could say shit like that? How could you get away with saying, I gave a bitch playing bill, I gave a bitch, I put Molly all in a drink. She ain't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. These rappers been getting away with fucking murder. And that was Rick Ross, by the way. These rappers been getting away with murder on their lyrics. They say the most hurtful things, the most disrespectful things, the most demeaning things. Like, they just breaking people down. Like, I understand them niggas are millionaires and they got options and shit, but, bruh, you got a mama and a little brother and a little cousin and shit too. You got family, my nigga, so don't act like you ain't out here by yourself. And just cause you know what I mean? Them niggas don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They misleading everybody, bro. They'll kill their own brother for that shit. They'll kill their own mama for that shit. Look, the nigga Lil Melly, he got hot or whatever, and then he got his buzz up, and then he got sacrificed his 2 best friends. He's even locked up behind that shit for a double murder. Cause I guess he was so sloppy the way he did the sacrifice. He didn't do it good enough. That's why most niggas have people pay. Or most niggas have somebody kill or do the murder for them. They can't do the sacrifice. And most niggas have somebody do it for them. All right. They just set it up. So, long story short, we're gonna get to the 21 Savage video because I got it on here for y'all. Pay attention when you're watching this shit. They're gonna call him Atlanta rap royalty. They're gonna call him you better get on, bro. You better get your bum ass on. It's some Hispanic people outside my window pointing at my house and shit. Get your bum ass the fuck on, bro, before I call ice on you. Or I clap you, either one, whichever you prefer, nigga. Alright, we're gonna get to this video, man. I ain't gonna snitch. I ain't calling ice on nobody. I was just joking. But these pussy ass niggas outside walking back and forth and shit, bro, looking around and shit. Yeah, you better get on, bro, before you get dusted. Yeah, this is your motherfucking boy, Big Bad. Check out the video. The 21 Savage interview. It's really crazy, man. Like, it's really crazy. You'll if you really pay attention, you'll see that this is like an anti-Trump propaganda. Because they know they're trying to do anything against that motherfucker Trump. He's building that wall. He's doing all that bullshit that they don't want him to do. The fucking lame-ass Democrats. He's doing all that bullshit that they don't want him to do. So, they're fighting him any kind of way. They got these sellout rappers fighting him, bro. Pay attention on the video. They said Jay-Z hired a legal team for 21. I mean, this is bullshit on top of bullshit. Like, don't be fooled. Don't be blinded, man. Watch the bullshit and let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think about it. Comment down below. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. It's your motherfucking boy Big Badder, and this is the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast.
Exclusive rapper 21 Savage speaking out for the first time since his release by ICE. The hip-hop artist, who was born in England, was arrested by immigration authorities for overstaying his visa, held for 9 days, forcing him to miss his performance at the Grammys. He sat down with ABC's Lindsay Davis here with this exclusive interview. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. Yes, he was born in England, but 21 Savage says he is from Atlanta. He says it's where he grew up, starting in first grade. From the moment he was first detained, his legal team says there's been a lot of misinformation, and less than 24 hours after being released from an ICE detention center, 21 Savage sat down with us to set the record straight. A rising star in the music industry, 21 Savage is considered Atlanta rap royalty, known for chart-topping hits like Rockstar, which features his distinct voice. A song he was supposed to perform at this year's Grammys, where he was nominated for 2 awards.
Song 21 Savage, it should be here tonight.
But instead of gracing the stage at the premier event in music, he was being held in an immigration detention center in South Georgia. Many fans were stunned to learn the rapper was born in Britain but lived in Atlanta. Immigration authorities say he overstayed his visa, which expired 13 years ago.
I don't think the policy is broken. I feel like the way that they enforce the policy is broken.
While he was detained, an outpouring of support from some of the biggest names in the music industry.
Share your support.
With nearly 500,000 names to keep him in the U.S. permanently. Jay-Z providing a powerhouse legal team to get him out of the detention center and keep him in the country. Walk us through February 3rd, just a few hours before Super Bowl is about to take place here in Atlanta, and you get pulled over. What happened?
I don't even know. I was just driving and I just seen guns and blue lights. And then I was in the back of a car and I was gone.
They tell you you're under arrest?
Nah, they didn't say nothing. They just said, we got Savage.
They said, we got Savage.
Yeah.
Sounds like this was potentially something they set out to do. This would have been targeted and not just a random traffic stop.
It was definitely targeted.
The 26-year-old, whose real name is Shea bin Abraham Joseph, says he came to the U.S. with his mom and brothers when he was 7 years old. At a certain point, 2006, your visa expired.
I didn't know what a visa was. Like I was 7 when I first came here. I knew I wasn't born here, but I didn't know like what that meant as far as when I transitioned into an adult, how it was gonna affect my life. I wasn't hiding it, but it's like I didn't want to get deported, so I'm not finna just come out and be like, hey, by the way, I wasn't born here, the world.
His arrest by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency came just days after the rapper released his music video, A Lot.
How many problems you got? A lot.
You have a line in there where you say, went through some things, but I couldn't imagine my kids stuck at the border.
Right.
Do you feel like you were targeted as a result of that? Basically being critical of the immigration system here?
My lawyers think that.
What do you think?
I don't really know. I can't really say. I would see why people would think that, but I really can't say.
The Department of Homeland Security has been aware he's been living here on an expired visa for some time. Back in 2017, he applied to become a lawful permanent resident.
I've been here 20 years, 19 years. This is all I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like you should be arrested and put in a place where a murderer would be for just being in the country for too long.
Tell us about what the detention center was like.
I was like in one room all day.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Do you have that concern now that you might be kicked out?
Yeah, but I feel like I've been through so much in my life. Like I've learned to embrace the times when I'm down, because they always build me up.
We are in the middle of securing his immigration status, so where he is a citizen, but it's very, very complicated, and there's a lot of steps that we have to go through.
His 3 children, too young to understand the complexities behind why Daddy was gone for 9 days.
Who the best daddy in the world?
What was that moment like yesterday when you got to hug them and see them?
They started jumping me.
On Wednesday, 21 Savage was released on $100,000 bond. There are a lot of people who don't get a bond, who you left still back in the detention center. What's your message to them?
I feel your pain, and I'm going to do everything in my power to try and bring awareness to your pain.
ICE confirms to us that 21 Savage was indeed apprehended during a targeted operation with federal and local law enforcement partners. He says his #1 priority right now is becoming a U.S. citizen, George.
Okay, Lindsay, thanks for joining now by one of the members of the legal team brought in by Jay-Z, Alex Spiro, partner of Quinn Emanuel. Alex, thank you for joining us this morning. So ICE concedes he was targeted. The question is, was he targeted because of his music?
Yes, and we believe, honestly, that he was targeted, of course, like they said, and part of the reason, we think, is because he's both a celebrity, and they can use this as a way to send a message, and also perhaps because of his music.
Is this the case that they would normally bring someone who's been here 19, 20 years?
We don't believe so. There's a lot of things about this case that are curious and troubling. Even if you start at the beginning, he's somebody who comes here as a young man. He's one of the dreamers, as they're called. And he comes over here and he has a singular offense for marijuana when he's a college-age person. That's vacated, sealed. There's no issue. He's getting a visa. He's operating in good faith. He's performing. He's giving back to his community. He's a son. He's a father. And yet they take this step, this unusual step, to arrest him the week before the Grammys and not give him bond. And we find the whole thing curious and troubling.
And so the big question now is, what's next? Is he actually vulnerable to deportation?
He's certainly vulnerable, but we're confident, and his fans should be confident, that he'll be able to remain here. And, we're hoping that will give, some hope to everybody else that fights these issues.
Well, and that's what I wanted to get to, is 21 Savage says he wants to send a broader message to educate everyone about what's going on. What is the message?
Well, I think the message is that we can't forget about the people that don't have the resources, that don't have the fame to fight for their freedom, both in the criminal system and in the immigration system. There's people that are just totally forgotten that exist in these detention centers, and people like Jay-Z, and he stepped in for Meek Mill, and he stepped in here, and now I'm hoping people like 21 Savage will bring light to these issues and help the people that are forgotten.
Alex Spiro.